Joined now by Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion Miesha Tate, who will go against Ronda Rousey this Saturday here at Nationwide Arena. And Miesha, I got to ask you, how's training camp and how you feeling heading into this fight?
I feel great. I'm really glad that the time for talking is done. I'm glad that, the fight is right around the corner because it's been, not only highly anticipated for a lot of other people, but for myself. I've been really looking forward to this moment. And I'm just really ready to get in there and rock it.
Yeah, and you mentioned talking, and yes, there certainly has been a lot of talking between the two of you for this fight. A lot of animosity, maybe even hatred. Where does that come from?
Well, I just think that, Ronda has been so self-absorbed and so self-righteous about this whole thing. It's really been very self-centered, and granted, I think that the trash talking and whatnot has created more eyes on the women's MMA. It's created more drama and this and that, and for that sake, I think that it's good, but I definitely don't believe that was Ronda's intention for, all of women's MMA to benefit. I think it was for Ronda to benefit because she talked her way into the title fight. She didn't do it for anybody else. She's pretty, pretty self-centered, like I said, about that, and, kind of thinks that we should kiss the ground that she walks on, so... to me, it's whatever. It's too late for her now. She can't back out of it now, so...
And obviously there's a lot of emotion involved. How difficult is it for you, and this is probably more than any other fight that you've had, where there's been a lot of emotion involved with the trash talking and the animosity, how difficult is it for you to be able to keep that in check, to keep your emotions in check and focus on a task at hand, retaining your belt?
Well, I mean, it's hard when I can't reach across the table and just strangle her or punch her, you know what I mean? Because I really want to. So for me to keep that in, that's a little bit difficult. But I think when come fight time and I'm able to release all that, it's not going to be a problem for me. I've always considered myself a pretty smart fighter. I'm going to pick the shots, and the ones that I pick, I'm going to make them count. I'm not going to go out there and let my emotions just consume me and go crazy and get caught in something stupid, you know what I mean? I'm definitely going to go out there and keep my cool. But, I have a lot of pent-up, emotion and aggression coming into this fight, and I don't even know exactly what to expect from myself because this is a new experience somewhat for me, having so much on the line and really just like my pride on the line too, honestly. It's not just about the fight, but I really don't like this girl and I cannot stand the thought of losing to her.
And with Ronda, none of her fights have lasted past, I think, 48 seconds as a professional or as an amateur in MMA. Do you feel the longer this fight goes, the more that's advantageous towards you? I mean, you've fought, 3-4 rounds before.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know I can do that, so I have no worries. And, for her, I mean, I think she thinks she can do that, but I'm telling you, it's different when you get out there and you spend the time in the cage and those bright lights are hot on you that whole time and there's cameras in your face and, this is such a big, high-intensity moment that I kind of think she's more of a sprint athlete, honestly, and I think when she goes out there, she looks pretty damn desperate. She doesn't want to be exposed. She goes out there, she tries to take the person down as quick as possible and get the submission as quick as possible, and I don't think that's because she necessarily thinks that that's great. I think it's because she doesn't want to be exposed in any other areas, so I, for me, the longer the fight goes, I'm totally fine with that. If I can finish it quickly, I'll be looking to do that too, though.
And how do you see this fight playing out come Saturday night?
I see her coming out probably real strong, the first couple minutes of the first round, maybe having a little bit left in the second round if it makes it that far. And then after that, I think that she's going to start doubting herself. I think definitely when she can't do what she's been doing to everyone else, and be so successful as she has been, she's going to start to wonder why, and she's going to start to doubt herself. And once you get that little seed of doubt in you, it can spread like cancer.
Yeah, and you win this fight, and now we've talked before about Cyborg being out of the picture for a while and all that. Now, the two of you are the face of women's MMA. You win this fight, you will be the face of women's MMA. I mean, talk about all that implies and all that goes with that.
Well, that title is really a huge honor. I mean, it's not something that I take lightly. If someone refers to me as the face of women's MMA, I'm really humbled and honored. I'm like, wow, that's an amazing accomplishment, and I worked so hard that, it feels right for me. And I want to try to be the best role model I know how. I'm not perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, and it's been trial and error, and I've learned a lot of things along the way. But I think that how I became a champion was tried and true, and it was right. I definitely never talked my way into the title fight. I never tried to play on the looks that I deserve more because of that. I did. I beat two girls in one night to become the #1 contender, and I submitted a girl who had never been submitted in her 10-plus year career. Most her wins by submission, so it's definitely not a fluke that I'm here, and I want to show that.
All right, great. Well, Miesha, thanks a lot for your time. Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, Miesha Tate putting her Strikeforce women's bantamweight title on the line this Saturday night against Ronda Rousey.